Haas.
I'm in 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 Haas.
You're never safe.
Hi guys.
So, you guys want to do numbers or names to kind of like assign each other?
Names.
I feel like names is better.
So let's say we go left to right, just names.
I'm Emma.
I'm Xander.
I'm Kevin.
Aurelia.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Fernando.
Favorite Haas class? I didn't know we were gonna be blindfolded, so I thought I was gonna judge it based on visual appearance, but after I realized we were gonna be blindfolded, I just tried to listen to people who sounded like unsure.
Leading people.
That'd be 105.
Okay, so like I'm a freshman. So like the only Haas class I've actually taken is UGBA 10. So, but I'm Haas, I promise.
You promise?
Yeah.
Pinky promise or normal promise?
Trust nobody. I'm doing the MET program, so I'm like, okay. I'm not like that. I don't like go into Haas like as a sophomore or junior as like all of you guys.
Wait, what year are all of you guys? You guys like juniors?
I'm a sophomore.
I'm a senior.
Yeah, that round was so fast, didn't really know what to say. I was trying to get the conversation going.
Okay, so you guys are gonna raise your hand if you guys think they are the mole. So we're gonna go first. If you guys raise your hand if you think Fernando is the mole. Raise your hand if you think Sarah is the mole.
At the end of the round, I knew like no one's names because it's very, very confusing. Like everyone's talking and I can't see. You couldn't see anybody.
Raise your hand if you think Aurelia is the mole. You guys have to vote. Raise your hand if Kevin's the mole.
I did not have any strategy in the first round. I just picked Kevin because he didn't say a whole lot.
Raise your hand if you think Xander is the mole.
I voted for Xander because he just seems untrustworthy as a person. I'm kidding. Sorry.
And raise your hand if you think Emma's the mole. Okay, so we have come to a consensus. Kevin, if you can take off your blindfold, you have been eliminated. You can now exit. Why do you think you got eliminated?
That's a great question. I think they all just knew that I was too trustworthy and too verifiable, and they couldn't handle that.
What's your name again? I'm Aurelia. Yeah.
My tactic going into this was just a vibe check.
What do you guys want to do in your future for your career?
That's a loaded question.
No idea, honestly.
Yeah. Preferably something with tech and business. But
I'm like pretty interested in product management, but like my dream job is to design like amusement parks and roller coasters. But we'll see.
I guess the reason why I wanted to apply to Haas to begin with was because my mom owns a business. I'm actually from New York, and she owns a small business there. So that was what really inspired me to apply in the first place. And so when I got in, I figured I would want to kind of do something that emulates what she does.
wait, what's your name again?
My name's Sarah.
Okay, Sarah.
Yeah.
Very well spoken, just like well spoken. I felt like business people, they can really speak and present themselves. And she had that entire pitch, and she's a senior, so I was like, she must have had time to refine her pitch about herself. I have to remember.
Yeah, I feel like I've forgotten everyone.
Yeah.
You got into like the undergrad. Isn't that like a new thing?
Yeah, it was a new thing. I think they started it. I think the year that I applied was the first year they were doing it. Because I know that they're starting to let normal high schoolers into just the business program, not MET.
And what year did you say you were again?
Sophomore. So I graduated high school in 2022.
Interesting.
So he has like a favorite business elective? He hasn't taken everything.
None of them.
I haven't taken any yet.
I have.
Okay.
Which one?
It's called Innovation Code PR Communication. I think it's UGB 162.
It's very specific.
Yeah.
62.
Why was that your favorite?
Because we did actual like consulting work in class, but it was like creative consulting work, so it's
What clubs is everyone in?
That's a good question.
So I'm actually only in one club, SAC, Student Athlete Advisory Committee. Yeah, so I don't really have a lot of time to do all the other clubs. Although I did go to HBSA meeting. So shout out them.
Very Haas.
Yeah.
I'm a senior, so I've been in a couple different clubs throughout my time at Berkeley. The biggest one that I was in for the most amount of time was I was in BCBC, which stands for Business Careers and Entertainment Club. And I was in there for 5 semesters. And I dropped that last semester because I became the IVP and I didn't want to become president. But now I'm kind of chilled out and I'm just in innovative design now.
I'm in a couple of things. Let's see, I'm in SAS, which is students. I don't even know what it stands for, but SAS. I also am in web dev at Berkeley. I'm also an exec for computer science mentors. So not a lot of business, but trust. Trust.
I'm only in one. I'm doing product space. I just joined this semester, so I'm excited for that because I want to do like product management and all that. But the whole like consulting, like business club scene is very overwhelming to me. So I didn't like. I tried not to get involved in that whole scene, but
Okay, so
I still have time.
I'm currently in BCBC.
Oh my god.
Actually, and that's my like Haas organization, but I'm also in Arm Cosmetics because I'm trying to start
Very cool.
Okay, so we already voted on the mole. Like, I really cannot
Yeah, I
tell.
do not know.
Yeah, I mean, not gonna lie, like, when Sarah was talking, it seemed like she had her whole spiel
Oh.
kind of already,
Let's see what you
Already
like,
planned?
not already planned, but like, she was very articulate with her thoughts, and like, whenever I meet like a new Haas person, whenever I sit next to them, they're always like, oh, like, what's your deal? You know what I mean? Or like, whenever professors or anything like that, so.
Oh.
That's just my
I can't
experience,
tell
so.
if that's a compliment
Wait,
or it is.
No, that's a huge compliment. You know what I mean? See, like, she has a ton going for her, and like a lot of Haas students have like a ton going for them. You know, so that's a huge compliment to Sarah right there.
Yeah.
To say, I think Sarah's safe. I put my trust out for Sarah.
Damn.
That's just my thought. I'm just trying to get conversation going. You know.
Okay guys, your 6 minutes is over. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the voting phase. If you guys think Fernando is the mole, raise your hand.
He said he was a sophomore. There's not a lot of sophomores in Haas. And there's like that new program thing, which he could have just researched and tried to like play as a tactic that he was a sophomore and that's why.
I think he advocated too hard for me and that thus became sus for him. But I really appreciate him throwing himself under the bus there.
If you guys think Sarah is the mole, raise your hand. If you guys think Aurelia is the mole, raise your hand. If you guys think Xander is the mole, raise your hand. If you guys think Emma is the mole, raise your hand. Okay, so we have come to a consensus. Fernando, you have unfortunately been eliminated.
I think I was safe the first round because I think everyone was a little bit hesitant to vote because the moderator was saying, hey, you guys need to vote for somebody. But in the second round, I talked too much at the end. My words started to get a little clumbled at the end, so I believe I was just voted out.
Wait.
How many requirements?
Ton.
Yeah, like all of them.
Wait, right now I'm taking finance and managerial accounting. But that means I have like
Yeah, I have like all of the requirements left. The only one I've got is like HB at 10. But I'm not taking like any business classes right now, like this semester. I'm taking 54, engineering 26, and then intro to ancient Egypt.
Whoa.
Yes,
excited.
I was so excited about it because like I love ancient Egypt and like that whole thing, but it's so boring. Like she'll just talk, and it's in Macomb, and it's so hot, so I don't put any lectures. And it's just like fun, but
Never even heard of that.
it's okay.
Sarah, right? You're like almost done with everything? Okay. Congrats.
Thank you. Don't remind me. Oh my god, I'm not ready to graduate and I'm not prepared for the real world.
What was your like favorite part about being in Haas, or just like your favorite Haas memory?
My favorite Haas memory? I think, like class-wise, I think my favorite memory was probably from HB 106. I just really enjoyed that we got to do a lot of kind of casework and presentations on what felt more like real life things rather than just things that were made up. I think it was a little bit outdated. Like, we were doing presentations on companies like Abercrombie and Fitch and Fiji Water, but I really liked that. I thought that was really cool and like very practical. But in terms of like more fun, like memories and things that I really enjoyed, I just really felt like I met a lot of my best friends through Haas and like Haas sponsored organizations. Yeah, like I was in BCBC and that's in HSO, and yeah, I feel like I met my best friends all throughout college there. I really found myself and like found my little community there. So I'd say that's the best part.
I don't know if I have like any like really hot specific ones. It's like
I thought that Xander was really sweet, but because he's a freshman, he didn't have as much experience to talk about and didn't have as much detail to draw on, which I felt like made him look a little bit more sus in comparison to the remainder of us.
I mean, the whole like community seems really awesome, and I really like the Pink Cafe fries. I don't know if you guys
I
have
love
had
those
the
fries. They're
and
so good.
they come in like a really big portion too, so it's just they're great for sharing, and they're
Okay,
bomb.
so you're here a lot. I don't think you're promising. Yeah, you better win that gift card then. None of you guys like fit the stereotype like at all. The Haas stereotype.
What do you think the hot stereotype is?
I don't know,
Sneaky.
like a confident, consulting snake. Yeah.
The hospital.
Have you experienced like any like Haas holes, like snakes in Haas at all?
Like low key, but I try to disassociate. Like I
Fair enough.
yeah. I think my general tactic was to just be honest. Like obviously I haven't been in Haas as long, so I haven't been exposed to as much of the Haas experience, but I think I was just trying to be honest and like just share my experience so far.
Do you guys want to talk about any consulting experience or like any internship experience?
My previous internship experience this past summer, so my summer out of junior year, I was at Apple. I was doing PR and marketing. So that was super fun. And then the summer before that, I was doing PR and marketing at HBO Max before it became Max. And so yeah, that's what I've been doing.
I've had a couple of internships at fashion companies where I got to work in marketing and sustainability. Also, speaking of that marketing class, I think I had the same professors as you. I did kind of similar.
Oh, which
stuff.
professor did you have?
We're not allowed to talk about
Oh,
that.
sorry.
Right, but we did lots of like case studies and projects and stuff.
I guess I just interned at a startup last summer. It was an edtech startup, and so did some coding, did some like research for them, like UI UX research. Yeah, that's not really business related, but yeah.
Not interning, but I'm like working for this startup right now called Visual, but it's like an AR like metaverse type startup. It's pretty interesting, but it's like I think we don't have like a product yet, and it's like what we're doing is very abstract. So we'll see what happens. But I have a little bit of stock share, so it can either explode or not. But that's okay.
I'm sure it'll explode. That sounds good.
I'm manifesting. I'm trusting all of you guys.
Yeah, me too. You guys
I don't
really
think it's
good
any of you
shit.
guys.
You guys have the option to end the game right here. You guys all think you guys are an Haas, you guys can end the game here. And we'll do a voting period for that right now.
Excluding Xander?
Yeah.
With Xander. If you guys think Xander is not the mole, then we can do that.
No, I feel like I don't think any of you guys are.
Yeah, me too. Sounds like very. Loki might have just voted them out. or you guys are really gonna like.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely Haas.
Who did we vote out
I'm
first?
definitely.
That doesn't sound very
I haven't. Well, because I'm like a freshman, like I obviously haven't like got the full Haas experience yet. So I may not give like as much Haas as like you guys, but I'm in Haas. Trust.
That was his
Trust. That was my pitch.
Okay, so now we're going to be moving into our voting phase. So the first person, Sarah. Raise your hand if you guys think it's Sarah. Raise your hand if you think it's Aurelia. Raise your hand if you think it's Xander.
kind of just voted for him because I figured that the others would vote for him, and that was kind of my tactic throughout the rest of the rounds.
Xander really didn't have a whole lot of experience.
Raise your hand if you think it's Emma.
I voted for Emma. Well, we were at like the end of the line because I thought everyone was gonna be safe. But we were at the end of the line and Emma was the last person, so I was just like, I'm gonna vote for Emma. And she didn't mention as much of like business related experience, so I thought maybe she wasn't in Haas.
Okay, so unfortunately, Xander has been eliminated. Why do you think he got eliminated?
Oh, it's a tough question because I made it really close. It was very devastating at the end, but I think I did sound a little bit untrustworthy, and I overcompensated a little bit at the end, and I think that's what crossed the line.
Like, how'd you convince them that you were businessing?
Oh.
I felt like the way that I went about the Haas app was I wanted to show that I was like business oriented, but in an untraditional way. Because I feel like a lot of Haas, like pre-Haas kids will try and go the route of like want to be consulting / have some kind of volunteer experience, like have all their like grades that are good. But I wanted to do something that intentionally seemed a little less cookie cutter and a little bit more true to like what I wanted to do myself in terms of business. So I was in BCEC, which I'm sure is super different now. But back when I was in it, I joined it in my freshman year because I felt like the community was really nice, and it felt like something that was businessy because obviously it's business careers, but also something that was super creative and like not as structured and a little bit more free-flowing and like allowed for more personal expression. So I thought that that was really cool. And oh, sorry, I felt like I just took up all the time.
Okay guys, we're gonna move on to our voting period. Raise your hand now if you guys want to continue the game. Okay, so we are ending the game. If you guys want to please take off your blindfolds. If the mole can please step forward. How do you feel about losing?
Really sad. Or like, I really thought that we won.
I think Sarah's a really articulate liar.
I'm proud of how far I went. I think I'm astonished that I won. I definitely feel like I would have been sussed out, but happy that I made it to the end and feel kind of bad that I committed an epic betrayal against all the other Haas students.
I believe you. I knew the most. I believe you.
My actual major is English and Media Studies, and wanted to be in that major. I love writing, and I am super interested in media, tech, entertainment, so I felt like that would be a good fit. Really? I felt like I was lying through my teeth. My tactic going into this was to try and avoid talking about classes and professors as much as possible, because obviously I'm not a real Haas student, so I don't know as much about those. And instead was to talk more about my internship experiences and the extracurriculars that I've done, because I feel like those lean a little bit more business oriented or like stereotypically Haas. So it would have been a good way to establish my credibility while not seeming too into the Haas curriculum. Like the only part that I really lied about was that I was in Haas, but I've taken like UGB 106.
Yeah, UGB 106 was insane. I was like, wow. Like case studies, I was like.
Wait, so what is your major?
You do the $60 cafe thing.
I'll treat all you guys to fries.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you learn from this?
Sarah's a good liar.
I learned that you cannot make conclusions. Like also Fernando advocated for her, so that's also in the back of my mind. Like she's probably not it, but you know, I can never trust anyone. You just have to, you know, go based on your gut. And if I played it again, I probably would have listened to her more and maybe like realized that the rambling was probably because she was lying. Yeah, so next time, never trusting anyone again. And I'll always continue playing if I ever do this type of video again.
And even when you think you made it, which I thought I was safe, you're never safe.
Like I said about Sarah, talking is a great form. I mean, it's a great art form, and if you can really master it, you can really trick and manipulate people. Unfortunately, I was tricked, but like I said, seems like a great person, so no harm done. A little sad, but it happens.
You can't trust anyone, and no matter how articulate they are, you shouldn't listen to them.
I'm happy that I won. I'm honestly really surprised. I was thinking a lot about like specifically what to talk about and kind of how to think about myself. I think I ran my mouth a little bit too much in the last couple of rounds out of nervousness, which I feel like people tend to do in these videos.